Yeah, we don't have anything to figure about. Okay, hello everyone. This is Jack, your host for the Amazing Scale Modelers Hangouts. I'm broadcasting to you live from my Explorer. I can't use Chrome. I need a new computer, as it turns out. That's why you couldn't see me yesterday and see all the wonderful progress I did in my room. Maybe in the dark, I can take you on a tour. So I'd like to welcome you to the Hangouts, and I'd like to say thank you to all the new subscribers. If you're watching because of what we do here, excellent. Thank you. Tell your friends, have them subscribe too. Comment if you have anything to say. I'll hear it. I'm all ears. And if you got suggestions, I got another ear for that too. So yeah, we have community builds, just like many other scale modeling communities. That would be the nautical, wood, and real space. I'm chickening out with the wood build, but maybe I should. Maybe that will be easier to do because I cracked this open right now, and I got the parts washed. This is actually a pretty decent sized model. Kit, the 144 scale. Let's see if I can get some pictures here. I think I'll just pick you all up.
Oh,
it's a little bright. I gotta maybe tone it down a little bit. Where are you? Here you are.
There we are.
Yeah, there you go. So you got the, can't use my cursor, I use my finger. You got the platform there, you got some of the walls over there, sorry. These are boosters. And then of course, this should be very familiar to Jay. He didn't build it as such, he built it as something different. Isn't that right, Jay?
Video scale Daedalus, perchance?
It would be the Daedalus, yeah. I think it might have been a 350 scale even. I don't know. But that's what I cracked open. I'm looking at it, and I was just making a kind of suggestion. Should I build it as a static model on its platform, or should I build it launching? Either launching would be interesting. I've seen it done. Ooh, there we go. Back to having some light in here. But I'll probably get done with a Trans Am later this week because it's a lot of decal work I can do during a week. Decal work I can do during a week. Probably finish it off. And that's been sitting in my basement for a long time. It needs finished. I was thinking of doing this or my wood build. I don't know. We'll see. This if I continue with this, I gotta go downstairs and get it all primed and everything. So these are the kinds of things that we do on the show, just talk about our builds and go from there. And I said earlier, just before I push the start button, I'm going to pull a surprise on y'all, and I'm going to say hello to Randall first. That's the curveball. How you doing?
Not too bad. Nothing to cure for the cold wouldn't fix anyway.
Oh, gee, you have had a cold for a while now. Come on.
I know, I was getting over it, and then I went to a house. So I stayed at a house in Scotland, and one of the people there had a cold, so it got rebooted.
Welcome to the group. Yeah.
What is it? I don't know. I haven't had a cold yet. Peck on wood. But what do you got going on besides a cold?
What I got going on? Well, as I said yesterday, I dug this down. I took this. Sorry, took this out of the
archives.
Shelf of Shame, whatever. Yeah. Got a couple of coats on it. Black coat first of all, then a grey primer. Then I'm going to have a go at it with doing lots of little masked panels and stuff like that, and try and get some sort of paneling going on. There's quite a lot of detail in that. We can get the Abrams-like lens flare out of the way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a lot of fun painting that. Either that or it's going to finish up back in the Shelf of Shame again. I've also restarted my SE5A biplane. Starting work on the interior,
Ah,
getting the ribs and racing wires done.
yeah.
This part here is photo etch from a set by an East European company called Part.
Oh, nice. Uh-huh.
If I'd followed the plans, they wanted me to do the whole cage thing, you know, and then try and squeeze it inside the
Fuselage?
fuselage. But one go at that, and that was just not going to happen. So I just trimmed down the bits that would be seen through the cockpit
Yeah.
and went that way. There's supposed to be these are the engine bearings here. There's supposed to be bracing wires between them, but I think I'll be just adding them from bits of maybe stretch sprue or something like that, or maybe just gluing down some more thread or something between them.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's going to be mostly hidden by the engine. This was the engine. This was about the only part I've actually built so far of the whole thing.
Amazing.
With
What
talking.
What scale did you say that was?
Sorry,
What scale did you say that was?
32nd scale. Sorry, if I put my hand up to it, gives a better idea of the size.
Mm.
Very nice.
But added wiring looms to it for the ignition harness and the other wee bits and pieces.
Is that the Woolsey Viper engine?
It is, yep.
Nice.
Might finish up the engine, will be the only decent part done it. Because with a biplane, there's so many ways to screw that bitch up.
Can't we do that with any build?
Oh, yeah, you can do it with any build, but with
It
biplanes,
just needs to be easier with biplanes for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's a
you
particular
get
thing
that
with
extra dimension of 2 wings and struts between them and everything else. And
The needlework you're doing with the thread, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why I did the little. Let's see if I can. I should have. I would have been more prepared for this, but Jack kind of sprung this on me.
Yeah, even George says, you going first. It must be an alternate universe.
Yep.
He's like,
Yeah. The the evil empire version of the universe from that show starts with an S and ends with a K.
you should have put on a fake goatee, Randall.
I am starting to grow one.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. Screen share. There we go. Yeah. This was my practice run in 72 scale for rigging a 32 scale biplane. The Havilland Tiger Moth.
Oh, yes. Well, what can I say about that, Randall? Better you than me.
You'd think 32 scale would be easier, but not the way I'm going to go about it.
Is that a 32 scale?
The Tiger Moth is in 72 scale.
That's 72.
Yeah. So what you're looking at there is maybe only 6-8 inches in wingspan, maybe, if even that. No, less than that. By 5.
That's less than half the size of the other one, essentially.
Yeah.
I liked your comment that you think 132nd would be easier because it's bigger, but as we know, all us modelers, just because it's bigger, that means, ooh, we can add more stuff to it.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
So with the 32 scale, I'm going to have to be adding things like the rigging tensioners and all that lovely stuff.
Of course.
And as it's an RAF Royal Flying Corps aircraft, they used what the RAF wires, where the wires were actually flattened aerofoil shapes, which would actually be noticeable in 32 scale. But I'm going to just fudge it and just go for good old fashioned easy line
Yeah.
thread.
Mind you, Easy Line's flat as well. Easy Line has a flat cross section, I believe. I think. I'm sure it does.
There is for the Tiger Moth, I used this stuff here, which is lycra thread,
Yeah.
which has quite a decent stretch to it. So I only had to tension it just enough to get it straight. So there would be plenty of give in it. If anyone should accidentally push the finger through between the wings, it'll not. They'll have to push kind of hard to get it to break.
Yeah.
And the Easy Line has the same sort of properties, lots of stretch to it. As I say, I only need to get just enough tension on it to keep it straight. Yep, that's it. That's the stuff there.
The Easy Line is actually does have a flattish cross section. Well,
Yeah.
this one does. So you can actually kind of simulate. You'll have to be careful about not getting it twisted, of course.
Yeah.
But,
That would be the big issue with that. Yeah.
The really fine stuff that I'd be using would maybe hard pressed to see any flatness to it. Oh, okay. Pass it down. Let's see what I'm doing here. Where is it?
I don't know if you can make out the. If I twist it, you can see the beading along it. If I twist it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Is that the heavy stuff you have there?
This is the heavy line, yeah. But the fine is also got a flat edge to it. I know that because when I did it for an aerial line, I got it twisted and it was obvious, unfortunately. So I had to redo it.
When you rub even the fine stuff, when you rub it between your fingers, you can feel.
You can feel the
Like
Twist in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just have to be careful. try and untwist it, as it were.
It's just another way.
Another company, a German company called Ushi, that does a thing. It's literally called "Rig That Thing," and I think it's even finer than this stuff.
It is. It's like hair.
Yeah, I think this stuff here at well, it doesn't actually give the size of it, but I think it's just about at the limit of my visual acuity. So if I went for anything finer than this, I would never see it.
You have to stop wearing these.
I think we all have a set of those, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these things here.
Hey, yeah. Got a pair like that?
Yeah, I got the big heavy duty variety.
Yeah, these things come with like two sets of lenses.
So you got a close up once. Yeah.
I'm already down to having both sets of lenses. I'm just a
Same here.
smidgen away from adding this as well.
But you know what you got? You gotta get that light.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta get that light on here. Like,
Yep, like this one here. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that must be it. And it also has
The magnifier.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you put the headset on, you look through that with the light, and you're good to go.
Oh yeah. Yep. Then I'll be if I can get this thing up out of the way, because I have a tendency to bounce my head off it when I'm trying to get up here. Yeah. With all that magnification, I might actually be able to rig 350 scale biplanes.
Oh, jeez.
I have seen that done. Yep.
Yeah, half an inch long.
Yep, this guy did a 350 scale World War II aircraft carrier with British aircraft carrier with swordfish.
Yeah.
And you rigged the swordfish.
Oh man.
You're talking about something that's like,
Yeah.
half an inch wingspan.
I'm not laughing at you there, I'm sorry to say. I'm laughing at George.
So what does the king of the chat got to say?
Oh, well, he's saying he's just here sucking up the wisdom on our show. And I says, George, that sounds dirty. He said, you had to go there. It must be the 70s porn facial hair. Oh, crap. Really? You know what? You know what? I think my Explorer just went the limit now. It's frozen.
Uh-oh.
Well, you can still see that. You're still tripping.
Good here.
Well, yeah, but on my end, it's frozen. Let's see if I can. Oh, look at that. I clicked on Randall's image and it got unfrozen. Oh, go figure.
Randall has the magic touch.
I'm useful for something then, huh?
Is that it, Randall? I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No, that's me for now. Yeah.
all right. How you doing, Phil?
Yes, I'm okay. I've been busy. Been very busy.
Oh yes, it's about a change. Well, I should get back to modeling myself and not being a. Never mind. Go ahead.
Pizza delivery boy?
Yeah, pizza delivery boy. Oh yes, that was my famous role, pizza delivery boy.
Well, just going with the 70s thing, you know.
Yeah. Chicka bow wow, chicka bow wow. Sorry, go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, I've been working on the Hunter today. It's got paint on it and decals, and it's got a nice glossy coat, which
Shiny.
is
That looks good.
see all the decals in now.
Considering
You see, it needs some fine painting, flat coat. And take the masking off.
How did you get the green sprayed so like that? How'd you do that?
What you mean?
The camel pattern. Yeah.
That's pretty
I freehanded that, but
Jeez.
it was a little bit too soft edged. So I then went round the grey again with a brush and just sort of lightly dry brushed around it, so it sort of tightened up the edging of the camo.
Looks beautiful.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it looks great.
So you've done all that, plus the clear coat or gloss coat, and then the decals since we last seen you yesterday.
And the top yeah,
just a day and a half. Did you sleep?
I kind of.
Then?
I haven't been to bed yet.
There's no such thing as sleep on the weekends for modders.
Sleep very
When I was
underrated.
working on that,
It feels
Underrated.
getting ready for the big Thanksgiving long weekend build.
Oh yes.
getting into practice.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do for get this thing primed up and build it for 48-hour hangout. Look at that. Oh yeah, you
R2 units. Yeah.
Yep, they're gloss coated and ready for decaling.
there's two of them. Wow.
Yes. Yeah, there's R2 and R5, D4, I think it is. Yeah. And the I did what I said I was going to do. I'll just take this masking off to show you.
Is it me or does R2 look like he has great attitude compared to R5? Just whatever you see R2, he's like, you're dick and I'm not. So
yeah, R5's just lazy.
Ah, okay.
I don't. Can you see the
Or the
wow,
prismatic?
Yeah.
Prismatic. Yeah, I did that yesterday. I thought I'd better get on with it because obviously I want to get all these finished in time for Telford, and to get them on the table. So
really?
I just got that covered
all
up.
the shame on your building.
Sorry.
You're putting us all the shame on how much you've gotten done since yesterday morning.
Well, I kind of get a beer me bonnet about it and get on with things, and I'd have these sort of big flurries of getting on with it, and then it's like, what do I do now? Because I sort of get held up on things, and then I go back or I'll start something else. I mean, I've still got two 1/72 scale tanks on the go, which I haven't touched for a couple of months now.
Well, dust motes will give you a great camo pattern for that spotted German camouflage.
Well, one of the things I was going to do with the Stug was try. I mean, those are 1/72 scale. I was actually going to try and do the waffle pattern Zimmerit, but I haven't figured out a way of doing that. That's one of the reasons why I've stalled on that, because the Stugs have a very specific. It looks like there's literally a bunch of Belgian waffles plastered all over it.
Oh, for doing the Zimmerit on it?
The Zimmerit, yeah. But it was a specific pattern.
You might be able to get away with that using a heavy acrylic. Use a heavy acrylic into it.
I know how to get Zimmerit onto them. It's the specific pattern itself.
Yeah.
It's like
toothpicks, here I come. Yeah.
yeah. Basically, it's but they're sort of waffle iron pattern. You say, and it's getting that's the thing that I haven't been able to work out yet. I'll get there. I'll figure it out.
Take your masking tape and those great magnifiers of yours and a very sharp X-Acto, right?
Yeah, you almost need something like a comb. Almost.
Yeah.
It needs to emboss dimples into it.
Yeah.
And they have to be regularly patterned dimples. So I might make a comb that I would push in.
Yeah.
But that's going to be very small. I may not do it in the end, but
it's an idea anyway. Yeah.
It's an idea. It's something I wanted to do. So yeah, that's really kind of it. That's where I've got sudden flurry of activity. Got a few things close to finish now.
Yes. I hear you. Well, I think we could go to Jim. How you doing, Jim?
I'm not doing too bad there. Been out most of the day, so I haven't got a lot of work done. But I can show you what I've got so far with my wood build. That I've got the ribs down. I got the stem and stern posts are on, and the skeg is on. And it's basically ready to start planking.
Uh-huh.
And it's all clinker, so that's going to be interesting. I don't know if you know what clinker build is.
No.
Clinkers where each of the planking overlaps.
Oh, okay.
So there's an edge, so it's like that. So it's all over ledge,
Right.
that. So,
right.
So you start off towards the keel, and then you work out that way. So
curious, is that going to be seaworthy, or is it going to sink like its mothership?
Ideally, this thing would be real easy to make watertight without any issues.
I would think so. You could probably motorize it too if you wanted to, but
they weren't. They were manually driven.
Well, yeah, they had the robo. You could put a motor on there and make a little guy go back and forth. Right? That's my point.
But
not propeller.
Yeah. But this design actually it predates the Titanic wing. I mean, they were using the same design.
Oh, really?
Back in the early 1800s. I mean, the design is not new. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there's a reason why this has a skeg as opposed to bringing the keel all the way up. The reason is if you use this as a working boat, the skeg would get all the wear and tear, running it up the ground and everything else.
Uh-huh.
So the idea was if you had the keel up, damage the keel, you're into major work to try to repair that. So the skeg is glued on top of it. And then if you have to replace it, it's easy enough to remove the skeg and just replace the skeg.
Uh-huh.
So it makes it easier to repair.
Well, Phil, isn't that the same longboat design that the whalers used?
Yep.
From the main ship?
The whalers, yeah. All the Navy whalers, like you go to like the wall boats like used in the War of 1812. That's exactly the same construction. This construction hadn't changed. It actually was still used. Well, it's still being used. It's never gone away, other than the lifeboats and that now on military boats changed after World War II. But you usually, especially in military applications, this was still used up until the end of World War II anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's about it's about 150, 160-year-old design. But
well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well understood, easy to do, and cheap. That's the reason.
Now, for those of you who are watching and not knowing what kind of a boat this is a lifeboat from the Titanic.
Yes.
So, yeah. That's all I have to say about it. Well, you're braver than me. I got a simple Hellcat balsa build to do, and
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I just got this room already, fixed up and everything, and I'm sitting here enjoying it before I mess it up again.
You keep it clean and pristine, huh, Jack?
Well, what's behind me is the only part that I'm still trying to figure out. I mean, that was if you've been around, that screen had the logo on it during Hangout. I was much closer to it.
Yeah. One recommendation is when you start your wood build, keep a vacuum cleaner beside you.
I think that might be a good idea because I have a tendency. Well, I do dress in here for work. I bring my clothes in and I get dressed here in the dark. Actually,
yeah. Well, the sawdust tends to get everywhere, so.
Well,
very fine sawdust. So
the kit is actually laser cut. I think.
Still going to have to sand.
Me sand?
You're going to have to sand. Yes.
Looks like you're going to have to bite the bullet.
All the joys of wood building, yes.
I see. Well, long and short of it, yeah. How you doing, Buck? Let's change the subject.
Great, Jack. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, you know. Well, it's been snowing and cold up here, but
Oh, really? Is that what we're waiting for? It's already winter up your way. Well, North Dakota is like Canada. It's like next to Canada, and it always snows in Canada, right, Jim?
We just got rain.
Oh,
well,
oops.
so we know our winter officially started because it rained for about 8 hours before the snow started to fall. So, you know, but yeah, winter's officially here. It dropped down to about 30 today, so and it's just going to get colder from there till May. So, but yeah, so
Oh, you got a Y-wing done, didn't you?
Yeah. You here, guys?
Yeah, you got. Why don't you are you able to screen share? Do you know how to screen share?
Yeah, I can. Give me just a second. You guys go on talk. I'm gonna go to.
Oh, sure.
Facebook.
Yeah, I'm just going over to the live chat and scale modeling channel. Frankie B had joined us. Of course, George is there making fun of my furriness. And there was also John Pohl had shown up. Ken Skiffington. Thank you for showing up and making the live chat as lively as it is. And Seaside Wheelbarrow. Yeah. Is this American? Yeah, Seaside, it's American, but we got a lot of British guests on here, so behave yourself. So Frankie said he's still traumatized by his last wood build, so maybe that's what I'm avoiding. Yeah, so we're looking at Buck's Facebook. There it is.
Yeah, we're working on it here. Let's see. Okay, so gotta have my card in. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm starting to do is plan out the base, the diorama, but wanted to show off the Y-wing. And as you can tell, I have a Cleon Bird of Prey engine cal for something.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Nice long shot. Overshot. Good Lord, quit. The backside. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys, if you ever build this kit, this is molded in to the main body. These little forerunners back here, they like to tend to break and snap and bend. Just be careful when painting.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I found the little pipes that go to the back of the cockpit. A couple of those are a bit fragile, and snapping a couple of those.
Yeah, they sit right under here.
Yeah.
Those actually these right here. Showing off there.
Yeah, it was one of those that I broke. Broke. Yeah.
Well, the thing I learned about it is, especially these coming off the pylons into the engine pods, the way Bandai molded it is you're supposed to lay these all in before you put the pods in. And then, so I just did some modification because there's just no way, I didn't like that idea. So, you know me, I do my own thing, but it's a really great built, really well molded kit. You got to be definitely careful with the piping work, but yeah. So, right now I'm starting to do the layout, the preliminary design for let's see if I can get off a screen share here. Come here. Where are you at? No, I want to get off. And are we back yet? Nope. There's camera.
Well, I've got just got your icon, not your camera. There you are.
Ah, here we go. Sorry. But it was a fun little build for a 1/72 scale. Bandai can put a lot of detail into one little kit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, so you know me, guys. I like to age and weather things. So basically, I went through with a. Where did I put it? Hold on here. Gotta find it. So basically, I went through with Tamiya panel wash.
Yeah.
Did that all up, wiped it down with mineral spirits, the parts that I didn't want to have that big black, and then I dry brushed it with pastel chalks to give the blaster effects. Let's see if I can show it off here. Yeah, the blaster points here, and just to give a little wear and tear. But other than that, you know, it's a fun kit to build. It doesn't really take long. It just depends on what kind of detail you want to do to it. So, and now it's just getting the base done. Let me see here. Take all the crap off. Move you over here. No. Well, let's see if the camera. Sorry, white light wash. So basically, I'm going to do a concrete pad right here with the ramp. Do a fighting position, tower, pathways, maybe a bunker generator style here. Try to do incorporate some of the sci-fi-ness of Star Wars with the elements of World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing I'm gonna do with World War II is I took one of my 50-gallon barrels. I cut the top off, and I'm gonna do a camp barrel fire scene with that, with a little smoke trail. And try to incorporate all that. But you know, the great thing about diorama is you can map everything out, and then it changes as you build it. So
Yeah. It evolves.
definitely it evolves. So, but yeah, and then after that, because I got some stuff from Jay, I'm working on getting a 1/420 scale Defiant and building it for my dad for Christmas and his birthday. So, just putting the funds together to get that bought, and that'll probably be my next Starship build. Get back into the Starships for a little bit.
Yeah, I was actually considering that too because he sent me his actorizing kit. I just got it this past week, and of course, he's on but turned off right now. Is that what you're waiting for? The actorizing kit?
Nope,
He's got it.
Oh,
I got it.
Oh, okay. You got it. All right.
I'm just waiting for the aluminum grill work still to come. But no, I thought when he talked about it, it was for the new 1000 that they just came out with, and it's for the 420. So I got to get the 420 scale. But my dad, he lives over in New York area in New York State, and so he asked about it, and he's actually going to send me a Jupiter 2 model. He wants me to build for him. Flying sub, a B-17. You know, I can't get commission work, but my dad wants me to build a bunch of stuff for him. So,
Oh, he's your best client, isn't he?
yeah.
All right, Seaside. Are you done there, Buck?
Yes, sir. I am good to go.
Seaside Wheelbarrow. That's an interesting handle to be using. He's from the UK, he says. I thought I showed this because he brought it up. He's been working on his Millennium Falcon for 2 years. Oh. Come on, focus. There you are. I haven't lit this up since I finished it earlier in the spring.
Wow.
That's really nice. I've forgotten how nice that was.
And of course, if you're seeing the back end, well, there's a reason for that. It's very bright.
Yeah.
Took me a long time to figure out how to get white light through the blue. I think I managed it. If you look off of the reflection off of the space shuttle tank there, you could see it's blue, but when you see the actual light source, it looks white. And that's precisely what I was looking for to do. So here it is.
Bandai 144?
Nope. This is the fine molds.
It's 5 miles, 70 seconds go.
I think I can get a little lighter in here. Let's pick up the gain a little bit. Oops. Am I still alive?
Yeah, you're
Yep, it's still alive.
Go there.
You're there.
All right. I froze all of a sudden. Maybe if I click onto Randall's image, it'll come back. There we are. Now I can see it. I got the front light. That was hard to do in the front lights.
What, getting the headlights on?
Yeah, the headlights on because there's a
Bulkhead?
a position pin
Yeah.
or something right underneath it, right in the middle. And I remember asking somebody, is it towards the inside or is it the outside? Because the inside was harder to install than the outside. And what this is actually I think it's a 2 millimeter fiber optic that I was able to squeeze in there.
Squeeze in, yeah.
Make it go in a zigzag pattern or path. If it was on the outside of it, then I could have used the bulb itself because there's nothing there. But anyway, I thought I showed this off because I haven't shown this off in a long time.
It looks sweet.
It's a beautiful build.
Really is. Really is.
Thank you. Looks better on camera than in person, actually. It's 25 pounds heavier on camera.
It's always that way from your own builds.
Yeah.
You see all the imperfections. Yeah.
I thought I'd see Sen's Seaside because he says he's working on one for 2 years now, and
He hasn't said which one he's working on.
I'm not sure if I think he's talking to Don Gilchrist. Anyway, how you doing there, Jay? Thank you for the accurizing kits. I have it right here. It's on 2 little packages. I expected bigger ones.
Well, you got what you got, you know? I mean...
I know. It's a lot of little parts. It's like amazing how... In fact, I'm going to click back onto my image and show everybody what you've done here. Now I got to figure out where these things apply. Oh,
yeah, I'll be putting up a not necessarily an instruction kit, but basically a several pictures of the Defiant and showing where different parts go, but there's just a ton of photos of the studio model online, and it makes it pretty easy to figure out what goes where.
I can probably figure a lot of the resin pieces, but these little tiny things, I know where the little ladders go. I think I do. I know where the mesh goes. I got the amber.
The amber warp nacelle or Bassard collectors, or whatever they want to call them. The clear one is the deflector that goes way up in the front. One of the parts that they made solid for some stupid reason, and they had the frame that goes around it completely wrong. So everything in there is based on what the studio model looked like, not the CGI model.
Oh, okay.
The CGI model is different. So,
from what I can tell, you absolutely did a lot of work here.
Yeah. It's amazing, man. Thank you.
It is.
Yeah.
It is quite amazing.
it was a fun little build to put together. I just finally started getting everything molded and packaged and sent out. And a long time ago, I promised I'd send you one, Jack. So I did.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's definitely going to be on my agenda the coming 12 months. I think that would be the next big build I will do. I don't consider this what do you call it? This space shuttle a big build. I don't know. It could be. I could make it.
Yeah, well, you can make it as detailed as you want. I was thinking you're thinking of a way to display it that might be a little different. You could build it in the middle of staging. You know, like have it at a 37 degree angle and have the side solid boosters just coming off of it.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone do that.
I've seen it displayed. There's several people built it just as it's taking off, so it's like a little bit off the launch platform with smoke and that. So
yeah, I was thinking of doing that, but I don't know. I'm so like torn. Like I said, I want to build it, but I don't feel like I want to do a big one. If I'm going to do a big one, I'd rather do like the Defiant.
Yeah.
Or do a 350 build, because you know what? I got a really good price on this on eBay.
Oh yeah.
You know, I finally figured out. Shoot, let's do it this way. I finally figured out how to light this thing, and in doing so,
they've got a refit version too.
Yes, I got that built, but it's a static one.
Okay.
I'm going to do all the 1,000 scales lit, and I just figured out how to do that. And in doing so, I kind of destroyed a kit. That's why I needed another one.
That happens. I've been doing a lot of woodwork, mainly as prop building, for some film projects that some people are working on. Haven't done a lot in the way of model building, other than I'm building a 1/32 model here, a 1/32 model of Wonder Woman's invisible airplane. And, I've been working on this thing for a while, but I think I got it right. You know.
Putty and sanding the seams must have been very difficult.
It's really a pain in the butt. Yeah, once I'm putting putty in there is really hard. You know, but I suppose it should have the Wonder Woman. Oh crap! I dropped it. Oh, well. Well,
got to start all over again.
Hopefully, you'll be able to find all the pieces.
I was
worried about.
For heaven's sake, set it in your chair and then forget you went and dropped it.
I'll probably be starting on the kit that what the hell's your name? Jack sent me. The kit Jack sent me. I thought of a couple of cool ways to light this thing. So I'm gonna put a really nice bright flickering LED in the engine, and I'm going to put a just kind of like a flashing signal light up on top of one of the fuel tanks, and then I'm gonna put some holes in and light the windows. Some of the windows in this section. This comes with a really nice set of decals to cover over, I guess, so that you don't have to do your own super detailing on it. It's already there, but you know me, I'm going to want to add stuff to it. So
add things to pre-built molded kits.
Yeah,
sacrilege, I tell you.
Yeah, I've heard that, but if anybody knows me, they know that sacrilege is my middle name.
And nothing gets built out of the box. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I lost the ability to build out of the box years ago, so it's a curse, really. But
Your use of AMS.
yeah,
It's now when I go get a kit, and me and my wife go to the model shop here in Minot. It's just like, okay, so the kit's $40, but how much you really planning on spending after that?
yeah. My hobby store. My hobby store has a beautiful. I'm pretty sure it's an Airfix 124 scale Hurricane, Hawker Hurricane. That I really want it. Every time I'm in there, I look at it and I want it, but I also and it's about $100 for that kit, which is fair because it's an incredible kit.
Yeah.
But also hanging on the photo etch rack is a complete set of photo etch parts for said model, and that's another 80. And I just keep going. Can I justify spending $180 on a model that I'm not going to touch for the next 8 years? But eventually,
The photo etch for that model. Who does the photo etch?
I can't. I think it's Edward. I think, but I'm not sure. I know there's a bunch of pieces to it.
I have the same kit in the stash and just been hoping for some kickstart.
I'll find out. I'll find out exactly who does it and such for you, and I'll let you know next time, or I'll just send you a message.
Okay, thanks.
Because it looks great. The photo etch just looks beautiful, but damn. And then where to put it after, because it's a big model.
Well, that's
I was going to ask you, Jay. You've done photo etch. Where do you get the brass?
Just I've been buying it from in the KS hobby thing or whatever that sells the brass tubing and such.
Oh, really?
Usually there are brass or stainless steel or solderable sheets in that same display.
Okay.
Of all varying thicknesses.
I get those and I use those. If I were ever to have to do an awful lot of photo etch, I would probably, order sheet online from a supplier. But those right there, one of my local stores was clearing out everything that they had in their hobby section, and they had that display. Most of the tubing was gone, but virtually all of the metal sheets were there, and they wanted $1 a piece for the metal sheets. So I cleaned them out.
You cleaned them out.
Yeah, because that's a good price. So I think I bought about 20 brass sheets, and probably 8 of them are thin enough to do a really good photo etch.
Did you grab the KS display too? Because that would be really great to sort your stuff out with.
Yeah, I asked them about the display, and they said they're not selling the display, and I'll bet you $100 they just threw it away.
Yeah,
they did.
But yeah, oh well.
When Jay was saying about where problem where they put a 24 scale aircraft, I can sympathize.
Yeah.
Typhoon, yes.
Oh my.
Gee.
I run into the same problem because I got the 1/350 or 1/500 scale JJ Enterprise I got to build, and the 1/350 refit that I got to build, and it's just where the heck am I going to put it?
Yeah.
I think that's why I've delayed building them yet, because they're great kits, and I can't wait to get started on them. But
Hey, Buck, I don't want to hear this. Lou down in North Carolina added a room to his house. You work at Home Depot. I think they got a few 2x4s you can do that too.
Well, if I had my own house, it might be a different story.
Oh, you don't have your own house? Oh, okay.
No, especially working for Home Depot, because I'm, gonna be an assistant manager hopefully in the next couple of years. When they tell you, hey, we got a store, you're going here.
Oh, you got to pick up and move.
Yeah, you got to pick up and move.
Well, I hope it's somewhere warm and not North Dakota.
Well, I did get an offer to go back to Hawaii. I was stationed out of Hawaii when I was in the Army. They said, "Hey, we want you to come here." I said, "Okay, you paying for it?" And they go, "Hell no."
Oh, there's something contradictory about the word or the name Home Depot and Hawaii. I don't know.
Yeah, like spam and eggs, and
Yeah, I mean,
I've been, I love Hawaii, but yeah, it's too expensive to
oh
move.
hell yeah. Oh my God, Alaska is too. Yeah.
So the big thing is my daughter, the one that didn't take off, and uh, Destiny, my middle kid, she graduates. She's got one more year of high school after this one, so we're sticking around, and probably we'll stick around till Jacob graduates in 3 years. So but after that, who knows? I might join the East Coast, but I don't know if you guys will take me.
We'll think about it. We can send you an
I
application.
like guns. I like hunting. I'm very independent minded. I don't like people telling me what to do.
Michigan would be a good place for you then.
Yeah,
I've
don't
already had enough of
come here.
Afghanistan.
Don't come here. It's gotten pretty bad here. So
Yeah.
I've already had enough of Afghanistan. I don't know if I want to live in Detroit. I hear it's
Well,
worse.
I live
you
on the
know
other
what?
side of the state.
You know,
So.
Western Pennsylvania is certainly better than Detroit. But then again, all of Michigan is better than Detroit.
You can pretty much pick any spot in the universe and say it's better than Detroit, and you'd be right.
Which is sad because
There goes
Detroit
Brian from Detroit.
built this country in the 20th century.
Say again?
It's sad because Detroit pretty much made this country in the 20th century.
Yeah, it did.
Mm.
No, don't give Detroit all that credit. If it wasn't for Pittsburgh, Detroit wouldn't. Hey, if it wasn't for Pittsburgh, that Detroit wouldn't get the steel to make all those damn gas guzzling cars.
I just said that. If it wasn't, they got all their steel from Pittsburgh. So.
Yeah. I didn't know this for the longest time, that the St. Louis Arch was forged in Pittsburgh. I didn't know that.
Well, at least something in America was made in America. We got the Statue of Liberty from the French.
Did you know at one time Pittsburgh produced 3/4 of the world's steel?
Wow.
Amazing.
Grand Rapids produced 3/4 of the world's furniture.
It supplied almost all the steel in World War II for the American forces.
Hey, North Dakota provides over half the food supply for the world, grain-wise.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. North Dakota makes friends with other countries. Yeah.
Oh, you had to go there, didn't you, Jack?
Well, I was about to say the word shithole, but I wasn't going to go there. But that's me.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I'm from Wyoming originally. So.
Joe McCaslin likes your plane there, Mr. Randall, and he said he would have opened it. He says, Randall looks good, could have opened her up for more detail.
I could have, and then it would have taken another 2 years to build it. Yeah.
It'd probably taken you 3 if there was any yellow parts.
Yeah. That thing, I built more or less out of the box. Everything that was in it came from the kit. Well, came from Airfix, but.
Yeah, well,
it took me long enough building it as it was.
as I recall, there's parts to it that are opened up, isn't there not?
Well, yeah, you put it on the wings.
On the wings.
The engine block is made in such a way that if you were to put out all the details in the engine, it would be easier to do it. To have the engine exposed than it would be to try and close the cowling.
Yeah.
You have to leave a lot of parts off the engine to close the cowling around it, and even then, the cowling itself, it can be like a dodgy fit in places. You have to do a lot of jiggling and whatever to get all the cowling pieces to line up. So in the long run, it's actually easier to leave off the cowling and detail the engine. I could have left off side panels on the cockpit because there's a lot of detail in there that came with the kit. Practically the only thing I would needed to have added would have been a lot more wiring.
Well, you do the thread work on the biplanes.
That's true.
Much harder.
Well,
Well, you know, Joe says time does not matter when you're having fun, but when you got one foot in the grave, you got to hurry up and build models.
Oh,
Well, you know what? George keeps it going. Says you need to build a yellow submarine. Let me click on your image again. I froze up again. All right, there we go. I think I'm good to go. It's your image, Randall. That likes your image. It unfreezes when it click onto you again.
oh, he's gonna bring it out. Does
God.
Randall have one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Another biplane kit. Let's
Ooh.
go.
There you go, George. In place of the yellow submarine, a yellow biplane. Yeah, there you go. I think we'll let you go on a yellow submarine if you build that.
okay. Well, I know I've missed a few of these hangouts. What's up with the yellow?
I had a severe problem with the color yellow. Trying to paint it. Hang on, I'll show you the model that.
Yeah, say it mildly. Yes.
Cause of all the heartache.
Oh, he had a really bad time with the color yellow.
This little thing of questionable parentage. Third scale Lamborghini, and I had the devil's own time trying to get that damn paint scheme. It took me a long time. It took me a long time to stop twitching every time I saw that damn thing.
and then you go and build the super solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, I'm just going to have to show that. No,
Yeah.
yeah, well, the super solution, at least, it was only the wings were yellow.
Yeah.
The fuselage was green, so I had some relief from that.
So you're saying you're yellow to use like white to me. It just sucks to paint.
Yeah. Every time I thought I got a nice coat of yellow on that car, I don't know. Like, I mean, I turned around to do something else, came back, looked at it, and there was a bit of lint on it,
Oh,
or dust, or at one stage a fly managed to adhere to
Yeah. It really would have been tragic if it wasn't so damn funny.
It was just cursed, yeah.
It just fought me the whole way. Everything else about the car was easy. It was, not a problem. It's just, why did it have to be yellow? Well, actually, it was yellow because it was built as a cancer awareness thing. It was bladder cancer awareness, and the colors were you could do it any car, anything, whatever you liked, as long as the colors yellow, purple, and
pink.
hang on. Yeah, it might have been pink. I'm not sure. Yeah, purple and blue. Yellow, purple, and blue were the colors of the cancer awareness build. So the yellow was on the outside of the car. The purple and blue were in the seats on the inside.
Enterprise yellow. What do you mean by that, Bob?
Ouch.
Yeah. No, I'm going to beat this color yellow.
Hmm.
I think that biplane might be the way to do it. So I have a Stearman cadet kit.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's also all yellow, but and it's a bit bigger than that tiger moth, so it's in 48 scale. So I might tackle it sometime.
That was the first biplane I ever built model wise was the Stearman, and this would have been back in the 70s when I built it. But I really wanted to build a biplane, and the only one my local Kmart had was the Stearman. So
Yeah.
I got it, but you know.
When Kmart was cool.
Yeah, back when Kmart was cool, and they sold things with really loose price tags, so you could take one off and put it on another model. Not that I ever did that, but you know, just saying it was possible.
You
So,
never did that yourself, but you heard it been done, yeah.
yeah, I've heard of it being done by unscrupulous model builders.
Hey, I heard of it being done by associates. Oh, wait a second. I used to bust them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I started out again in retail as a asset protection manager. Had this one guy, thought he was being slick because he worked morning freight.
Yeah.
He would stock the shelves and he'd take this cart around with trash bags and he'd take stuff that he wanted. Caught him taking about $700 worth of bath mats and baby stuff out one day. So, but on a good note, I'm going back to days. So,
Cool.
Yeah, you know, it's really funny because I worked at retail most of my life too, and there was a manager who wanted me to work overnight, so I quit on him. I told him not to. I even found somebody, a college student, who wanted to do overnight because he had to do classes during the day, and he didn't even like that proposal. So I walked out on him, and I found out about 4 months later he got fired for bad turnover. Oh, gee.
wonder why. Now my store manager came up to me this week and says, "Hey, do you want to come back to days?" And I go, "Does bear shit in the woods?"
I didn't know there were woods in North Dakota. I thought it was just flat nothingness.
We're just southern Canada. The woods are a little further north.
That's how you know you're in Canada, when you see trees.
Right.
Looks like there were a lot of paper modelers in the United States. That's why there's no trees left in North Dakota.
Very true.
Because Jim is trying to single-handedly take down the forests of Canada.
Yeah.
It was Brazil.
Well, this stool that I got from Walmart, I think it was assembled here in the United States, but I think the wood came from virgin forests in the Indonesia or something like that. Fantastic hardwood. I mean, it's great. I'm using it so when I do scratch builds, I can sit up high and look down on my big builds whenever I get around to it.
And Greenpeace is monitoring our live video and going, we're going after Jack and the rest of those guys.
Yes. Yes. Well, that was it was a couple of years ago, maybe 3, on a Hangout. A guy in Florida, Norman, he does tune in every now and again on a Hangout. He does not on a Hangout. I don't know if he does on a Hangout or not, but he does post a few things here and there on the community. But he used to hang out with us, and at the time he was building a model of Little John. If you look at your nuclear history, Little John was one of the nuclear bombs. I think that was it. That was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
That man, Little Boy.
Yeah, little boy was
Little Boy. Oh, that meant Little Boy, not Little John. Little Boy. Yeah.
little boy was dropped on Hiroshima, and Fat Man was dropped on
Yeah.
Nagasaki.
Nagasaki.
And he kept saying, he kept making fun of him that the NSA would be knocking on his door. He kept saying, I'm making a nuclear bomb. Of course, it was just a model. Maybe he had an ulterior motive, Jack. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Not sure what you mean, George. There it is. There's Randall's yellow airplane.
And the yellow wings on it.
That's so pretty. That's a nice yellow. How many coats?
Only two in this case.
Let's go. Let me rephrase this. How many pints?
Well,
Oh my!
I think 2 cans anyway. 2.
I wasn't talking about the paint. I was like, how many pints of a lager or beer did it take?
No, well, maybe pints of whiskey. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. What kind of green is that? Is that like a lime?
It's not lime. It's what was it? It was Tamiya rattle can paint, but can't for the life of me remember the name of it. But it actually looked more lurid green than that, and then it seems to be coming through in this photo here.
Well, that's a beautiful build.
That was just a bag of parts, sheet of decals, and no plans, no box or anything. When I got it for £2 in the model show.
Wow!
And you still got the cabling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Still got the rigging.
All right. So whenever I need to do any rigging, I'm just going to ship it to you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, it probably cost them less doing it that way, for sure. Yeah. Quarts of whiskey, Bob says. Mr. Mini Dreams, shut up. Hi, Mr. Mini Dreams. What's up, kids? I finished off my Space Marines this week. Next week, I'm going to knock out my Death Guard. I didn't think 128 millimeter miniatures would take this long. Okay. That's
100, you say?
100. Anything in two digits is long enough for me. I only work in single digit. I can only count to 9.
Yeah, and then we work in scales. Okay, do we want to do 1/72nd? That's way too little. 1/32. No, that doesn't meet the price budget right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, some modelers are preoccupied with size. That's for sure.
I'm not going there, Jack.
I didn't. You went there. I didn't. You did.
I think the biggest model I've got when it comes to scale, I've got a Glamorous Glennis, the X1 that broke the sound barrier, and it's 1/18 scale.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty good sized model. I have not built it yet, but I finally found some really, really nice photos of the cockpit, like a complete 360 of the cockpit, including behind the instrument panel. So I want to get going on that after I'm done with the Mercury capsule. So
Yeah, where are the pictures of the Mercury capsule?
when I decide to take some and post them, I will do so. But I'm not real good at taking pictures. I was a photographer for like 11 years, and then I taught photography for 11 more. And I just hate taking pictures nowadays. But I will take pictures of it, of the progress build on it.
We don't need pictures. Just do it on the live chat and go from there.
Yeah, I will. It's something I'm very bad at, and I realize that, and of course, so does anybody else. But the detailing that I've got, that I'm adding on to to the Mercury capsule is just incredible. I got some really unbelievably good resource material, which was free online. So it's nice. It's a great model. It's going to be like 2 feet long, but fortunately, it's 2 feet, but only that big around, so it can sit straight up and down and not take up a lot of room.
And what of that 2 feet's taken up by the launch escape tower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the launch escape tower that makes it 2 feet tall. Because I've got another 2 foot model. I've got a 2 foot Jupiter 2, but that's 2 feet around. That's gonna take a lot of room. I'm not sure. I haven't finished it because I have no idea where I'm going to put it.
Well, do like Doug told me and what Lou did. Just build on another room.
Yeah, I've actually got an extra room in this house that we use for storage. Maybe I should turn that into a model display room.
Yeah, just build it, put it in a box, and store it. There you go.
Hey, now there's an idea.
I have been known to build 3-foot models that they look good from 3 foot away.
Yeah, the Discovery is another one. I've got to finish that, and that's a very long model, but
yeah,
it's long, but it's only about 6 inches wide at its widest, which makes displaying it. I could put it on top of the piano or on top of a one of the shelving units downstairs, and it would look good.
Well, yeah, but a 3-foot model to Randall would be a build that would go coast to coast.
Yeah.
That's why it works at such small scales.
Randall, when you build your Discovery model, you should build it in the style of the movie 2010, because then the entire model is yellow.
You just can't get away from that yellow stigma there, Randall.
Yeah.
Or not.
Just want to ask you guys.
The rest of my days, yeah.
We got the holidays are coming up. So for most of us, we've got the prime time building coming to sort of a screeching halt, or at least a delay for the holidays. And this is, of course, entitled Beginning to Finish a Year in Scale Modeling. And I was just thinking of maybe we did bring up a lot of the builds that we are involved with and trying to get involved with. But we're going to have this 48-hour hangout. That's not going to be a broadcast hangout. It'll just be a hangout, a social hangout that's going to start Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern. So that's around noontime in the UK on Friday the 23rd. And we go on bravely go on for as long as we could. Last year, we finally figured out how to count. It was actually 48 hours long. Years prior, it was longer. But that's because there's a lot of people coming on. It's your chance. I mean, you're watching. You can always, join us without camera. If you have a microphone and that would be okay. You can do it that way. And maybe by then I'll be able to fix my Google connection to these Hangouts instead of using Explorer. Hate using Explorer. Damn Bill Gates. Anyway. So we're going to have that 48-hour hangout. I'm probably going to do a marathon building myself. If you want to join us, you can join us. Jim and I will be around. Of course, Jay, I expect you to show up and Phil too.
I'm always there.
I'm always there. You make it sound like that.
I'm thinking maybe that's the prime time for me to do that Gundam build is during the 48
Yeah.
hours.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I have a little tiny gun.
As soon as I know my schedule, with me switching to days, I don't know if I'm gonna switch before Thanksgiving or after, but I can take whatever you need me to do, host or whatever, probably starting Saturday.
Well, we'll just wait and see, because what we have trouble with is when it's like 2 o'clock in the morning on the Eastern Seaboard. The other side of the planet is actually quite sunny, usually. So that's the problem we've had in the past, is seeing who can anchor it. But I think Jim and I have done a good job. I think we can pat ourselves on the back for it.
We've tried hard.
Really.
We just pay for it after the fact. That's all.
Well, the 1 year we drank too soon.
Yeah.
We drank in the first 6 hours, actually. It was Heath's fault. It wasn't my fault. It was Heath's fault.
That was a fun hangout.
Seeing Heath the way Heath is, and then Heath drunk, yes, that's actually a lot of fun to watch. Heath, if you're watching, we love you. So yeah, we're going to do this hangout again. This will be the sixth one, the sixth annual 48-hour hangout. So do join us, all you watching. All you watching on rerun, of course, you can also mark those that weekend too. You don't have to show up for the whole 48 hours, as long as you have a couple of hours just to shoot the breeze and build some models. That's what it's all about. And I think we only talk about models maybe about 10% of the time, if not less.
Yeah, that.
Everything else comes
We're usually saying things like, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom, or I gotta be right back and get coffee, and never come back, right, Jim?
Jim went to bed.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I'd like to get finished up before next year, because I'm getting very ambitious to start something big, and I kind of need that time marker like New Year's to get started on something interesting. Yeah. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that we do. I don't know, Buck, did you know about our 48-hour hangouts in the past?
I saw them last year. Like I said, I've been part of the community for a couple of years and just haven't had the opportunity. But I definitely want to do it. I mean, I'm looking at my stash of what I can build in 48 hours. So
anything.
Yeah, I got a Cleon, old school TOS Cleon bird of prey, I think, to build. So I'll do a static build on that. If I can find the lime green. Hey, you want to send me your lime green there, Randall?
Green I can live with.
Could make it yellow one.
Again with the yellow. Right now I got two screens going. I got us, and then I got the YouTube, so I can follow the live chat. And it's kind of funny. We started talking about yellow, and Jack has Amazing Scout Modelers highlighted in yellow. Is there anything going here? Or?
Is that enough yellow there? What do you think? Is that better for you there, Mr. Randall? A little yellow?
It actually looks more orange to me. You kind of look more like a certain end of the
You're
white.
getting a little jaundice there, Jack.
Looks like it's really warm there in your room.
That's hell. I'll tell you, it's like hell.
Jack, didn't you buy about a gallon of the bird of prey color from He Who Shall Not Be Named several years ago?
Not a gallon. It was. Oh hell! It was probably about maybe four ounces.
Oh yeah, it was a really large bottle.
It was in a pretty big bottle, yeah. And I actually used it twice on the same build. I have that build downstairs in the basement, but it was shellac based.
Yeah,
it wasn't. And you know what? Shellac goes bad after a while. When I want to use a third time, I'm like, no, I got to throw this away. This is no good anymore. It's all gel.
Yeah, you could add alcohol to it and bring it back, but
well,
but
it's in a landfill now.
Yeah.
My color is all wrong. I feel
again.
Very bright and cheerful. Oh gosh, let's bring back
white balance on.
my white balance.
Turn your automatic white balance on. There you go.
There we go.
Hey.
Now you're pretty.
Now now I'm pink. I'm like one of the pink. What did the Andorians call us? Pinks or what? Something like that.
Pink skins.
Pink skins. Yeah. Okay. Pink skins. Okay.
Pink skins. Yeah.
All right, yeah, you'll drop in, Ken. We'll be looking forward to it. It's November 5th. Now let's hope Plan B works. I don't know what that means, Don. But that's what Guy Fawkes. What is this? What is this about there, Phil? Because you commented on it.
November the 5th. It's Guy Fawkes.
Guy Fawkes Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He says it's November the 5th. Now let's hope Plan B works. And I said that's what Guy Fawkes said.
Oh, I see. I got it. Okay. It's something British.
He tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament.
He tried to. Yeah.
He was one of the people.
The last person to enter the House of Parliament with honest intentions.
Yes.
last year,
also known as the gunpowder plot.
Yeah.
yeah. Remember last year we were talking about that, and Jack asked Randall what his, does he celebrate Guy Fawkes Day? And Randall said, we look at Guy Fawkes Day as more of a failed experiment. And,
yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know where to go with that. And Mr. Many Dreams says we'll try to post figures this week on the Facebook page. Looking forward to that, Mr. Many Dreams, about your kind of work that you do on your workbench. So let's kind of wrap this up and move forward from here. Again, everybody who has been watching, who has joined anew, thank you for subscribing and being a part of this craziness. Can you all hear me still?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's just like I feel like a parent sometime when I hear silence. I know something is up. So thanks for joining, and tell your friends, participate. We have the 48-hour hangout. You can even show your voice if you don't have a camera. Oh, that's a nice build there, and I'm sure Joe McCaskill will like that. Let's click on to that.
That's actually just I think that's the same kit that I'm doing.
Yeah, it is actually.
Different color scheme, but
yeah, and notice the use of yellow again.
yes.
Yellow's the theme. I think yellow's gonna have to be a recurring theme on the Hangouts, Jack.
Well, it is his trademark color.
Yeah.
Just like out west, you're kind of yellow, aren't you?
Yeah.
So for my British friend, I need to ask a favor.
Yes.
Destiny, I told you guys about earlier. She's a big Whovian.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could probably scratch build it, but we can't find a TARDIS in the States on a kit size. I know Airfix did one, and I've looked at eBay, and they're like god awful crazy what they're trying to charge. Do you guys are they still making the model there in the UK, or it's for Doctor Who?
I haven't seen a TARDIS model for some time. Airfix
that's
did one.
That's the one with David Tennant and
David Tennant and Martha.
Arthur,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I'll keep an eye out for it. If I see one, I'll let you know.
Would you please? Because I'd like to. She'll be 17 next year, and if I could find one, I'd like to build it for her birthday. But
You can always get Carwin to build you one.
what's that?
You always get Carwin. Let's build you one.
Darwin's got them down pat. Yeah.
he'll knock you up in about 3 minutes.
TARDIS Builder website, and I'm looking at plans. I just don't know if I want to. Well, I probably will if I can't find one, but because I'd like to do the whole thing. There was this really great picture of this builder who did one on Facebook, and he used mirrors and showed the inside of the TARDIS to make it look bigger, and on the inside than the outside, and did the control walk around station. So.
You can always scratch build one too,
Yeah, and I can. It'd be nice if I could find a good representation,
I think there's a wood kit out there. I'm trying to look where I've seen it.
A wood kit?
A wooden kit for a TARDIS.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess it's not yellow.
Yeah.
You would also need to pick a particular season.
Mm.
Well, there's different TARDISes depending upon which doctor.
Well, yeah, right now we've been with Jody as the 13th. She's really getting into that TARDIS. So, but her
Reminded me
favorite
I had
doctor,
this.
her favorite doctor was Matt Smith. So, oh, I see it.
I'm making a lot of noise. I apologize, but I knew I had this thing somewhere.
Well, I want to thank everybody who joined us on the live chat. Don, Gilchrist, Ken Skiffington, Mr. Mini Dreams, John Pohl showed up. Joe McCaslin, Seaside Wheelbarrow, which is an interesting name handle. And who else? George, and of course, George. George says he looks forward to this every 2 weeks. I'd like to thank you, Buck, for stopping by and saying hello and giving your input and your 2 cents worth. You're a good modeler. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Thank you, Jack.
And thank you, Jim. We got by another show without really talking about anything. We got lucky this time.
Thank you, Jack.
And thanks there, Jay, for stopping by too. And thank you so much for those parts. Maybe I'll get that started next year. And Phil, thank you for stopping by. And I think Bob is not really at work, but he's scared of the evil panda. Looking over your shoulder there, mister. And Randall, thank you for stopping by too. If you have a phobia for the yellow color, the color yellow, there is medication for that. And this is Scratch and Jack. I'll see you in 2 weeks on a Saturday. That is what do you call it? Saturday, November. Boy, this is such a fast computer. November 17th. And the 18th will be the Sunday. That's 2 weeks from now. And then on the 23rd to 48 hour, we'll get back into schedule. Have 2 more shows for this year. We wrap it up, and I'm thinking maybe a New Year's hangout would be good too. I'd like to see how the Brits celebrate New Year's Eve as we're just having dinner and all that stuff. Anyway, this is your host, Jack. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Happy modeling, everyone.
See ya.
Good night.
Good night.